Namaskar student. Today we are going to discuss on the downstream process. In the earlier lecture, we discussed on the bioreactor, different types of the bioreactor. Today we discuss on the purification, concentration and packaging of the product after the fermentation process. So the downstream process is the various stages of processing that occurs after the completion of the fermentation or bioconversion stage, including separation, purification and packaging of the product. So in the DSP, what we call DSP, downstream processing, normally employed for the oscillation and purification of biomolecules, which can be divided into following stages, that is separation of or clarification, concentration and purifications. The DSP process can be interfered if the media is impure, if the antifoam interfere with the product, interact with the desired products. So the resulting, there will be a low yield of the downstream process. So the concentration of the product in the starting material is a major factor in the overall cost of production. If the purity of the raw material is less, the purification or concentrated product will be less. So while going to the upstream process or while going to the fermentation process, we have to check the purity of the culture system. Thus, for optimum economic viability, the number of steps required to attain the desired product specification should be minimized. In addition, some biochemical purification process require substantial analytical backup support, and some biological material require complicated and time-consuming assay procedure. So downstream process, if we see the process, fermentation process, it start from the crude raw material to the final product. In the crude material, which enter into the upstream process, having the activity of cell line selections, genetic manipulation and characterization. Also media purification, formulation and optimization and sterilization. While in fermentation process, there is a scale up of seed culture, process monitoring, optimization of culture condition, and in the downstream process, there is the harvesting, isolation, concentration, purification, polishing, formulation, and packaging, and then there will be a final products. So if we generalize the downstream process, purification, we have the raw cell, we have to separate it, we have to disrupt it, we have to go for debris separations, precipitations, then concentration, and then we have the high resolution purification and polishing of the products. The recovery process is based on the following criteria. What are the recovery process? That's the intercellular and the extracellular location of the product, concentration of the product in the fermentation broth, physical and chemical properties of the desired product, intended use of the product, minimal acceptable standard of the purity, magnitude of the biohazard, impurities of the fermented broth, and marketable price of the product. So if we talk about if you see the flow chart, there's a fermentation broth, removal of the solid, cell separations, disruptions, primary isolation of the product, purification and concentration, and the final product of the isolation. So there is several steps of the downstream process. If we say there's a removal of insoluble materials, product isolation, product purification, product polishings, and a few product recovery method may be considered to combine two or more stages. For example, bed adsorption accomplishes removal of insoluble and product isolation in a single step. Affinity chromatography often isolates and purify in a single steps. So if we summarize the steps of the downstream process, it involves separations, cell disruption, extraction, isolation, purification, and drying. If you see the downstream process in the flow chart, There's a intercellular products where the cell disruption may be a mechanical or physical or chemical or enzymatic. We can remove the insoluble materials like centrifugation, filtration, sedimentation. We isolate the process products like with the help of different types of filtration, evaporations, extractions, precipitation, and adsorption. Then we purify the product with the help of filtration, chromatography, and precipitation. Finishing is the final steps where we do the crystallization, lyophilization, drying, or sterilization, and then there will be a final product. So if we talk about separately of these steps, so these steps, the first step is separation, which require different types of filtration process like surface filtration, depth filtration, centrifugal filtration, rotating drum vacuum filtration, then centrifugation, flotations, flocculation, and then flotations. So several types of filter media constitute the separating agents and retain the particles according to size. So there will be a different types of membrane which help in separating the insoluble and soluble particle. In cake, like the particles are retained as a cake on the filter media in the case of cake filtration. The filter layer is dependent on the area of the filter and flow resistance provided by the filter medium and the cake. However, the cake layer has it grow thicker while providing increased resistance. Many types of filtration equipments are available in the market, like plate and frame filters are there. There's a filter press is there, membrane filters, vacuum filters, and rotating drum vacuum filters, centrifugation, fugal filtration, depth filtration, and surface filtration. Several types of centrifugation is there. We do the centrifugation for the clarification of insoluble materials. In the centrifugation, the removal of solid relies on the density difference between the particles to be separated and the surrounding media. The screw decanter centrifuge, which is suitable for dewatering of porous solid material at high solid concentration, has been used for the recovery of yeast and fungi. So if you see the different types of centrifuge commonly used in the downstream process like tubular bowl centrifuge, disc centrifuge, multi-chamber centrifuge, and the scroll centrifuge. So several types of centrifugation methodology are available in the market. There is a flotation methods, flocculation methods for the clarification of insoluble uh, particles. Like flotation, particles are adsorbed on gas bubbles, get trapped in a foam layer and can be collected. The gas may be either by sparged into the particulate feed or very fine bubbles can be generated from dissolved gases by releasing the over process pressure or by electrolytes. So this how we can do the separation process. Then there is a cell disruption process where we disrupt the large cell microbial cell into the small size and disrupt the rigid cell wall with a high osmotic pressure in the by generating the high osmotic pressure inside the cell. So the disruptions may be a mechanical disruption or drying or lysis. Or if you see the different method of the disruption, there is a physical method, chemical method, or enzymatic method. With the physical method, there may be ultrasonicators are there, osmotic shock we can generate, we can make the high osmotic pressure, we can do the thermolysis, homogenizations, impigments, grinding with glass beads or homogenizers can be developed in the physical methods. In the physical chemical methods, there will be alkali, organic solvent, or detergent. Or in the enzymatic methods, we can use different types of the lysozymes, different types of enzymes like lysozymes, glucanase, mannase, protease, lipase, different types of hydrolytic enzymes can be used. This damage can be reduced by the addition of enzyme inhibitors, cooling the cell extract and rapid process. So while choosing the enzymatic methods, we can use some inhibitors also to minimize the damage. Then there is the extraction process. It involves the recovery of compound or group of compound from mixture or from cell into solvent phase, which is achieved by both separation of particle as well as concentrating the product. This process, which includes the liquid-liquid extraction, whole broth extraction, or aqueous multiphase extractions. So these are the three processes through which we can do the extraction process. So in the recovery, this is the recovery process where we can also do the microfiltrations, all the ultrafiltration, or we can do the salting or precipitations. So like in isolation process, this can be achieved by evaporations, like there will be a continuous flow evaporators, falling film evaporators, thin film evaporator, or a spray dryer. Membrane filtration is there, maybe there, which involve the use of membrane technology for the separation of biomolecules and particles and the concentration process fluid. During separation, a semi-permeable membrane acts as a selective barrier, relying the or retaining the molecule of particulate of bigger than the pore size, while allowing the smaller molecule to permeate through the pores. There is a ion exchange resin like dextran, cellulose, polyamines, acrylides, etc., or adsorption resin like polar resins are there, apolar resin are there, semipolars are there. Then there is a purification process which includes the crystallization, chromatographic methods for purifying the desired product like antibiotics or macromolecules or enzyme. So there are different types of chromatographic procedures are available, like adsorption, ion exchange, chromatography, gel filtration, hydrophobic chromatography, affinity chromatography, or partition chromatography. So these chromatographic techniques, along with the principle for separation of proteins, like gel filtration, the principle is based on size and shape. Ion exchange based on ion. Chromatofocusing is there, net like ion charge के basis पे. Affinity chromatography like biological affinity. Hydrophobic interaction like polarity or hydrophobicity of the molecule. Immobilized metal ion affinity chromatography is based on the metal ion binding. So we will focus on this purification part very much, we go for step to step, like crystallization, the process of formation of solid crystal precipitating from a solution, melt, or more rarely deposited directly from a gas. Or crystallization can be done by chemical, solid, or liquid separation techniques, in which mass transfer of solute from the liquid solution to pure solid crystalline phase occurs. So through the crystallization process, we can separate the desired product. Then there is a different types of chromatography, which is the separation of the different type of mixtures. There will be a two phase. One is mobile phase, and there is a stationary phase, which is the basic requirement of the chromatography. There is an ion exchange chromatography, which is based on the charge. We used a charge stationary phase to separate charge compound. There are several types of resins are available, like DAE, cellulose, dextran are available as a resin, which help in the purification of the desired product. There's affinity chromatography. The best example of the affinity chromatography is purification of mRNA, where we use the resin like oligo DT, which interact with the T and tail of the poly A tail of the mRNA, and after um, changing the salt concentration, we can purify the mRNA. We can do the purification of antigen or antibody through this process. So affinity chromatography separates the protein of interest on the basis of reversible interaction between it and its antibody coupled to a chromatography beads. This is a powerful and highly selective purification technique that often results in a several thousand-fold purification in a single step. This method is expensive on an industrial scale. The loading capacity of the affinity chromatography column is larger as the volume of the sample is unimportant and the high resolution and elution is achieved using a specific cofactor or antibody or substrate. Alternatively, non-specific elution may be performed with the salts and the pH change. Then there is a size exclusion chromatography that is based on the gel permeation filtration or chromatography, separate molecules chromatography according to their size, low resolution polishing, tertiary and quaternary structure through this we get. There is a reverse phase chromatography based on the reverse phase chromatography is an elution procedure used in liquid chromatography in which the mobile phase is significantly more polar than the stationary phase. There's a liquid chromatography also in which the mobile phase is a liquid like in HPLC. We have the column, thin column, which generate a pressure like in HPLC. In the HPLC technique, the sample is forced through a column that is packed with irregularly or spherically shaped particles or a porous monolithic layers by a liquid at high pressures. So the HPLC, in the HPLC chromatography, the separation is based on the high pressure liquid chromatography. So HPLC was originally developed for the separation of organic molecule in a non-aqueous solvent, but it is now used for the protein purification also. The column is densely packed, containing a very small resin particle from 5 to 50 microM diameter of silica or cross-linked polymers, making high pressure in the column, which is the prerequisite of the HPLC. There is some other process also, like we can do the dialysis or electrodialysis also, through which by using the some membranes, selective membranes, through which we can separate or remove the low molecular weight solutes and inorganic ions from the solution. So the membranes are size selective with a specific molecular weight cutoff. Low molecular weight solutes move across the membrane by osmosis from a region of the high concentration to a region of low concentration. There's an electrodialysis separate method is also, which is based on the separation based on the charged molecules from a solution by a application of direct electrical current carried by mobile counter ion. We can do the distillation process also, like the distillation of the alcohol, recover fuel alcohol, acetone, and other solvent from the fermentation media and for the production of the potable spirits. Batch distillation in pot stills continue to be used for the production of some whiskies, but to most other purpose, continuous distillation is a better choice for the purification process. Then there is a last process, that is a drying process, which is an important step in the downstream processing, which make the products suitable for handling and storage. There are several approaches for the drying process, that is vacuum drying, spray drying, or freeze drying. So we are removing the watery material to avoid the damage of the desired product. So drying involves the transfer of heat to the wet materials and removal of moisture as a water vapor. Usually this must be performed in such a way as to retain the biological activity of the product retain. So parameters affecting drying are the physical property of the solid liquid system, intrinsic properties of the solid, condition of the drying environment, and heat transfer parameter. This method, there's a these methods are suitable for a small batch of expensive materials such as some of the pharmaceutical process. So there is a last process, that is a polishing of the product, which in the end, the packaging of the product is going to be take place. We can do it by crystallization, desiccation, lyophilization, spray drying, which may include the sterilization of products also, removal of deactivate, trace of contamination of the contaminant of the materials, which may cause the depyrogenation or degradation of the desired products. So if you overall process of the downstream process, if we evaluate the downstream process, there is a optimizing extract condition, pre-treatment, capture chromatography, intermediate chromatography, and then polishing of the desired products. So this is how the downstream processing is taking place. We are purifying the product by using several techniques, by using the uh, isolation methods or purification method, or we are doing the centrifugation, mechanical disruptions, and various type of chromatography, crystallization, lyophilization, and spraying, dehydrations of the products to get the high yield of the products. Thank you.